Hello, everybody. Here we are with the next episode of What's the Biz? And I am so excited to share with you my friend Nikki. And I'm just going to dive right in because, we haven't known each other very long either. And so we're going to learn on the fly as we go along. So, Nikki, who are you? And how do you usually introduce yourself when somebody asks what you do?
So I'm Nikki. I'm a wife and a mom. I've been married for 18 years. We've been together for 21 years, and my daughter turns 7 next week. Um, she is a spicy little 7-year-old. Keeps me on my toes. And then as for what I do, um, I help support moms who are raising kiddos with ADHD and big emotions.
Yeah, wow. Quite a handful, isn't it?
Yeah, because so many
Yeah.
parents, they live for their kiddos, right? And especially with a kiddo with ADHD and big feelings, it's really hard not to get tied up in that and you stop taking care of yourself. So I want to support moms with that.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's awesome. And I
Yeah.
know that, again, like I was just talking to somebody else also just within the last hour about how again, like in the time frames when I was growing up, it wasn't really known. There wasn't really a lot about it. They knew basics or whatever else, but there really wasn't a lot of, studies and a lot of things that people would really know. So they didn't know how to deal with some of us. I mean, I know I probably also had, a little bit of ADHD and, ADD and that kind of thing, and they didn't really know how to deal with us. So
Right.
yeah, totally understand that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely bringing a lot of awareness to, mothers that are kind of dealing with it now, because again, I'm sure that you can get very frustrated at times.
Yes. Yes. Very dysregulated a lot. And
Yeah.
so, and I've learned that I can't help my daughter if I'm dysregulated.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So when those kind of like hard moments pop up, like what do you normally do?
I guess it depends on the situation. But I will look at her and I'll breathe so that she'll take some breaths. If it's really intense, which sometimes it can be, even though she's 7, it can still, I'll be like, you know what? Mommy needs a break. And I have my own little timeout chair in my bedroom that has a blanket. And I just go in there and I just take my own deep breath. And then, I do pick my battles. So if it's something that I need to come back and revisit, we will when we're both calmer. Um, and if not, we can kind of let it slide. But usually I have to come back to it if it's to the point where I have to go to my own timeout chair.
Yeah. And it's so wise because again, I deal with people that, have been traumatized and things like that from abuse in their past. And, it's so easy to just blow up in a moment and say things that can't be unsaid, can't be unheard. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely always that better to stop, take a deep breath, step away if you need to, take that moment to really regroup
yeah,
before something does get said that can't be unheard.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can apologize as much as you want to afterwards, but if it was said, it's always going to have a little grip on your soul and on your psyche in some way, shape, or form. So
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
definitely got to take that moment to, take a deep breath. So where did
Yeah.
you grow up and what part of that shaped who you are today?
Yeah, so I grew up I live in Oregon. I grew up in Eugene, which is about 2 hours from where I live now.
Mhm.
Um, and I was born and raised there. I had a very close-knit family, really grounded. We did a lot of things together. So yeah, I think that kind of shaped who I am today and the way that I parent my daughter. I want to be that home for her and her friends where it's safe. It's the place that they want to come so that she can, I always want her to trust by
Yeah.
feeling safe here. And I had that growing up, and I want her to have that as well.
Now, what's the weather like there? I mean, is it so close enough that to Washington that you get a lot of rain
We get
or
a ton of rain. Yesterday it snowed mixed with rain. It
yeah.
doesn't usually stick around too much here in Oregon, especially down on the valley floor, but um, yeah, it's cold and rainy for most of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been to Oregon once and it was to do a the Portland, Oregon marathon in
Oh,
2002. So yeah, it was quite a while ago, but
yeah, yeah, I'm just west of Portland, so
yeah, nice, nice.
yeah.
So what's a defining moment in your life that changed your direction?
Um, so I had my daughter was getting ready to start school, going into kindergarten. I was in a very unhappy work environment. And with my daughter's ADHD, with her going into school, I wasn't 100% sure what that was going to bring for us. And so my husband and I talked, and we decided that it would be better for me to stay home and be available for her to get her, the therapies that she needs and the extracurricular activities that she needs, um, and to get out of that work environment. Um, so that's what pivoted me into being stay at home. And then from there, I still wanted to contribute financially because I had never not contributed financially, and it was kind of a big change for me. Um, so yeah, so I started exploring different things that I could do online.
That's awesome. That's great. So yeah,
Yeah.
becoming an entrepreneur and kind of taking the reins or whatever. Did you start with Entra? I know a lot of people seem to have started in that avenue.
Mm-mm.
So you're not aware with Entra or however else. Yeah.
No.
I know it's crazy because a lot of the RDE members, the Redesigned Empire members or whatever else kind of came through from starting from Entra. So what was it like starting on your own then and having like no resources and not really knowing where to start? How did you decide where to start?
Yeah, so I actually started because at first I didn't want to be like face online. Um, something that was uncomfortable for me. So I started an online store where I did women's accessories, and I quickly realized that I had to have customers before I could have an online store. So that shifted me into digital marketing. And then what I didn't learn what I thought I would to promote my store, but I learned how to, connect with others, sell the different digital products and that kind of stuff. But I didn't have a passion in that. And just actually one day, so I was getting experience, getting my feet wet with that. And then one day in July, I just said, I work with my daughter and ADHD every single day. Why am I not helping others who live this life? And that's what pivoted me into where I'm at now. So, and I bought a lot of courses with the digital marketing, but I've had mentorships and things like that that have also helped me along the way.
Wow. Wow. So what kind of problems do you help people solve that they don't even realize they have?
I think just finding that calm in their own self, right? Because most moms are the hub of the house, I guess, and they just kind of go on autopilot and they don't take that time. So um, I definitely help them learn how to take that time for themselves. And it's more than just, let's go get my hair done. You
Yeah.
know, it's it's that timeout chair. We're not going to be perfect, like, and I want to share those stories because I've learned a lot, but there's times where we've just kind of like the other evening, I raised my voice at my daughter and she got done and I was just sitting on the bedroom and I was holding my tummy and taking some deep breaths. And she's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I said, Well, I'm sorry. I said, I raised my voice at you. I said, and so mommy has to take some deep breaths too. So that's teaching from what I have learned to help families have calmer homes, more confidence in who they are and not losing who they are.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So what would you say makes your business a little bit different from others that might be in your space? I don't even know if there really are a lot of people within your space. I mean, you might be a spearheader at this point, and really kind of blazing the trail, which is awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of the ADHD groups and the coaching that I see is parenting advice. And that's not what I want. Right? Like everybody has their own, you know, issues with whatever's going on with their life. And so I really my goal is to focus on helping the moms regulate versus the parenting advice. Like we've done a lot of outside of the box things for our daughter. So I want to share those things because I do think they're helpful, but I don't want to give the parenting advice. I want to support the moms.
Oh, that's awesome. And again, just like self-care, it's so important to take care of yourself first before you're going to go and help other people or whatever else. So yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, when your batteries are running low or whatever else, you've got to take that time out for yourself before you start blowing up or like you said, just saying things that you don't mean or, wasn't expecting or so what part of your work excites you the most right now?
I think um seeing women moms take care of themselves, I think that is huge because I know so many parents, like I've stated already, but they just their kids and their family become their life. And that's great, right? Like as a mom, that's what we want to do, but we also have to protect ourselves and make sure that um we're being taken care of so we can give our we kiddos and spouses, the best that we possibly can.
Yeah, yeah. So within your niche or your industry or whatever else, what is something that people might misunderstand about it?
I think they would say that they think it's more parenting type things.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have, they need to understand that it's not about the parenting, and so that's why a lot of my communication is regulating parents. What's the hardest part of the day for you? And then we can feed off of some of that to, you know, give examples. And there's some things that I haven't experienced yet, right? Like I posted something the other day and it was, what's the hardest time for you? Homework, dinner, um, morning routines. And a lot of people put homework. Well, my daughter's 7, so I haven't really had that experience yet. They did try to tell me in kindergarten that she needed to do homework. And I just told the teacher, I said, that's not a battle that I'm willing to pick in kindergarten. I know I can't always not pick that battle, but I'm not there yet.
Oh my goodness. So what was one of the hardest lessons you had to learn in business so far?
um, it's okay to pivot.
Yes.
It's okay to pivot. It's not an easy journey. And it looks like from when you see people online that it's an easy journey. But when you meet with mentors and you start learning, they've all failed forward. They've just, there's a lot of work that goes into it and to never give up.
Yeah. I know there's times too when we're starting businesses or whatever else, and we're so focused on this is how we need to do it or whatever it is. Is there a belief or success that you've had to unlearn?
I think that I've had to unlearn that it's going to be an easy task
Wow.
because so many, you see online all these successful people and it looks like, wow, you know, they're amazing. They started this business overnight. And then you really start to get to know people, and that's not their case usually.
Yeah, everybody's got to put their pants on one foot at, one leg at a time and everything else. It's so funny. It's exactly that. You see people and they're so polished and you think, oh my gosh, they started this way right from the very beginning. And no, they
Right?
had the
Yeah.
same things, right? They had to learn and they had to grow and they had to, make mistakes and who knows, I mean, it took a while,
Yeah.
for some people to get where they're at, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if they tell you it was easy, then they're probably lying to you.
I agree. I agree. And one of my mentors just said it's okay to fail as long as you fail forward.
Yes, yep,
Keep going.
exactly. That is always so important.
Right?
So
Because,
where do you see your business heading in the next few years?
yeah, so I want to have a community of women in my membership um, that are supportive of each other, a large community. And I would also like to get into one-on-one coaching that goes deeper into helping these moms.
That's awesome. That is so great. Yeah, because again, that there's nothing like the one-on-one
Yeah,
really working with somebody. So that's
yeah.
awesome. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
I just want there to be a safe place for moms to, express themselves with people who understand what they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And I know you recently joined the RDE, the Redesigned Empire, however else it was like maybe a month or month and a half ago or something like that. So you haven't been with us too long. But
No.
what made you decide to go ahead and jump on board with us?
I met with Stevie and, we talked about what could go on, and it sounded amazing. And after my first mastermind, with just the the team itself, the emotion, uh, the information that I learned, I knew that I was going to move forward if I joined this group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very powerful. And I think, unless people really come to see a mastermind and really experience it, they really just have no idea what it is that we really can help them with. So
Yeah,
that was great. It was great to see your shining face or however else that day, but it was just such a win for us to know that you came aboard and decided to stay, which we were just so excited about. So
well, thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
yes, yes, we really, I mean, it's amazing. So people just really don't understand. When you're trying to build a business or whatever else, it's really hard to keep accountable and hard to, really figure out what should be, move number one, move number two, if you've never really been in that space. And that's what's great about the RDE is that we help people, entrepreneurs that are in that first to third year kind of, growth um, area and really helping them kind of get their foothold and get started. So
Yeah,
that's great. So you've enjoyed your time then with us so far. Thus,
I've loved it. I have. I've loved it. I look forward to the Friday meetings and then our pod sessions. The smaller groups are so nice and you can connect with other people. Supportive of each other. I mean, I got a message saying, "Hey, did you see this? training that's coming up. This is perfect for your niche and something that I wouldn't have seen before. So you build a lot of camaraderie with people as well. And
Awesome.
it's
Yeah.
been great. And I've only been in it for a little over a month. I started at
Yeah.
the first part of January.
But we've already seen movement from you,
Yeah.
which is awesome. So it's really great to see that, that momentum starting to build from the very, from the very start. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I'd say this was the push that I needed to stop just putting it down on paper and actually do it.
Good. Good. Ah,
Yeah.
well, we're so excited and happy that you're here with us. So if someone watching is feeling connected to your story, what's the best next step or how can they reach out to you?
Yeah. So you can connect to me on Facebook at Nikki Diane. And I also have a Facebook group. It's called ADHD Parenting Support for Moms, the Calm Home and Confident Kids.
Oh, wow. 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 All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you send me all of that information, I'll put it down in the, like the description or whatever, so people will be able to find you. And
Okay.
it has been an absolute pleasure, young lady. Thank you so much for doing this with us. And
Yes. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm so excited that you're with the RDE. It's amazing to watch your growth and your energy and everything and focusing on what it is you're building and you're doing. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to help so many people. So
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
that is great. All right. And again, if anybody else, I'm doing the RDE first, but if you also want to be interviewed for What's the Biz, then please reach out to me as well, because I would love to feature you on a upcoming, episode. So, all right. We'll see you on the next one, everyone.